Guys, I am so excited about today. So what I love about our model is she can really do everything. I can get to have a beautiful pocket. We can do something really natural looking. So what I'm going to use this opportunity in this video is to show you all the different ways you can do a dry manicure, from doing something really basic and natural to something quick to something very high end. So you guys can see it all. She can do it all. However, it's what does your service allow? Obviously, if you're doing acrylic work, you're not going to spend a lot of time on cuticle work. If you're doing that beautiful structured manicure where you want to have those awesome cuticles, yes, you might put a little more time. So let me go and break it down. Let's start with the very beginning. Let's go ahead and start with the most natural approach to dry manicuring. If my client tends to be sensitive, I like to use the small tapered barrel fine. And what I'm doing here is I'm running it as low as I can run my E-file and just applying pressure into that proximal fold, okay? Very, very gentle. I'm not pushing the pressure into her nail plate. There's a diamond right here on the tip, and I'm taking that diamond and I'm pushing it right into her fold. I'm running at such low RPMs, it's just kind of like putty, and I'm just pushing the skin so that I have this really pretty refined looking proximal fold. Very gentle. So I usually use this on my elderly clients or my clients who are more concerned about a very natural, they might have had a bad experience with an E-file. I understand, but I am here to make sure everybody knows that their E-file is a best friend. Don't be scared of it. Look at that. It's so beautiful. So I would use this small tapered barrel on my elderly clients, my clients who have really thin cuticles, my clients who are a little skeptical about an E-file and I want to make them a believer. It's so gentle, and look what a beautiful cleanup. Now, one of the disadvantages, since this is fine, I cannot prep the natural nail. So if I was putting on a enhancement, I would now need to take a medium sanding band, a medium buffing block, or a medium diamond bit and prep that regrowth area, okay? Beautiful. Let's go ahead and move on to a basic dry manicure. The natural is great, but if I know I'm going to do an enhancement, then I want to make sure I also prep. So we could look more into doing a basic gel manicure. So basic, we are going to use our safety skiver. So it has that rounded top. I have the medium grit, and I'm going to run it anywhere between 8 and 12,000 RPMs, depending on her cuticle type. So she's got good moisture with a little bit of crust. So I'm going to be like at 9. I'm going to start in that forward direction and work from right to left, all right? Boom, just like that. So we're not digging, just gently sweeping, gently sweeping. Very, very easy. Now, sometimes people like to have more of a point. What's nice about this is it has a rounded top, so I can push into that proximal fold without worrying that I'm going to pierce my client. We don't want to do that. Cuticle piercing is not a thing, not as of now, right? Exfoliating, she's crusty right there. Again, work efficiently, just increase your RPMs and exfoliate that. That's one of the nice things. So my model today has never received a dry manicure. Always ask your clients if they have experience. If you have a walk-in or someone new, use this as an opportunity to talk to your client, to build that rapport, okay? Teach them the benefits of what we're doing. Just telling them that they're not going to have hangnails is going to be very attractive. Perfect. We're in reverse, always moving our clients now. Sometimes you guys are going to look at my shoulders and be like, Erica, you're a hypocrite. You're sitting all hunched over. Okay, so give me some grace. I am filming and got to stay in this really small area. So I'm not going to always have the best body position because I'm really concentrating on you guys seeing my bit position, okay? But you always want to be parallel, okay? So when you start doing this or this or this, get your body straight, get your shoulders back. You're in it for the long run. You can do this. Shoulders back. Have a code word. Like there's like the cussing jar. Have like the slouch Quasimodo jar. We've opened that pocket up. It's looking beautiful. We've exfoliated some of the skin right here. Now, when you got a lot of dust like this, I don't know what's still attached. So because of that, I always want to make sure I'm filing with intention. So alcohol and my nylon brush, always going towards my client, opening up that pocket. Oh yeah, getting that pocket up. Very good. Look at that. Look at her. She's nice and floppy. That's exactly what we want. Okay, I gotta be a little careful right here so we don't split the skin. It's thin right there. But we got the dead skin cells off the nail plate. What I can do at this point is there's a few more crusties. because this is the most basic. 45-minute gel manicure, you got like one bit and you're done. Looks beautiful. Rough up the rest of the nail plate and continue on with your application. Now, if you're at that 60 minutes and you want to do a little more, that's when you're going to pull out your nib, your Russian flame, or your large bit. Either one of these tools will be able to help you open up that pocket. It's just a matter of, do you want to put more time in? Wow, she looks beautiful. Okay, so basic 45-minute gel manicure, that's it. That's all I would do. And then I would prep that natural nail plate and move on with my service. Because I want to show you if you're in that 60-minute being able to do a little more cuticle work, and pretty much I want to show you how much of a pocket we can create safely and effectively. I'm going to use my Russian flame. So what I'm trying to achieve right now with this Russian flame is I'm at 10,000 RPMs and I'm just feeling debris. I'm making sure that point is parallel to the nail plate. I cannot put the bit parallel because if I do, the belly will be hitting the nail, which is not what I want. So I'm literally just pulling back the skin and I'm feeling for resistance. If I feel resistance, then I just continue to sweep. If you have a client who likes to talk with their hands, ask them to just chill out. Or this would not be the ideal tool to use on them. The reason for that is because we are up underneath that proximal area and a very tender area. So we just want to make sure that we are in control. Make sure you have your wrists pushing into the table. And as always, once you've cleaned that nail plate, just tilt your bit up a little bit so you're cleaning the ceiling of the proximal fold, just like that. So here we have this little piece. At this point, I would most likely probably just use my nipper. And then here, like you can already see how much more floppy she is on the left side than the right side. So let's go ahead and open her up on the right side. I was telling my model today, I'm like, oh, it's good. You're nice and floppy. Like what client wants to hear that? When it comes to cuticles, they want to hear it. Because that is going to allow us to tuck the polish back. Oh yeah, see I can feel the debris, so I'm just doing several passes. We're not digging multiple passes. This is fine, so it's not going to come off as quickly as what it did with the medium. If you want to see it come off quicker, use the nib. That is a medium and it's a smaller tool. Okay, so I'm just being funny and exaggerating, but the whole idea, you get the concept. Look at that. Look how nicely pulled up that is. Look at that flap. See this little piece right there? See it? See that piece? Some of you are going to want to take your nippers and just cut it. Look at me. We're in this together, okay? If you cut that, it is so close to live tissue. What's going to happen is you're going to have a blunt edge and it's going to start to peel back as soon as she does life. So the skin is thin enough. Wait to the end of the service. Use your Lunalux oil with the polisher ball and it will smooth down the skin. And I promise you will love the results. Just put the nippers down and trust the process. If it was like a big flap, then we would have to use nippers. But this is so thin, we don't want to create any trauma, okay? Trust the process. So we've done natural, we've done basic, the 45-minute, and then we've also done like the basic where we've added some additional cuticle cleanup and added the flame. So let's go ahead now and use the micro taper and the nib where we're doing more. We're not quite at an advanced, but when we're talking about those structured gel manicures that can run anywhere between 60 and 90 minutes, where you just want to clean everything up, I like to start with that micro taper and use some kind of flame. So let's keep moving the service forward. So I'm going to use my micro taper and my nib, but the first step is to release that. Ooh, she's real tight right there. So I'm just going to ask, is there any sensitivity?
No.
Awesome. All right, so my client was really tight here. My first focus with my bit is in the forward direction, and it's removing those dead skin cells from the nail plate. That's focus number one. And as I've done that after a few passes, that's when I'm going to start to push into that proximal fold. Okay, so I'm pushing into it, but I am not digging, you guys. What do I always say? It should be like petting a kitten. And if you don't like cats, it's like petting a dog. All right, so she's like sticky and overgrown. I've done a few passes that direction, but I think, see right there, I've hit it a few times and see how it's getting shiny? That's just because she's got some cuticle buildup there. That's fine, but I'm going to be able to get it a little better in reverse. So now I am in reverse, and if you are a lefty, you are going to be doing the same motions as me. However, you are going to start in reverse and end in forward. We always want to be pulling that pocket back. Clean, clean, clean. If you feel like you need a dig, increase your RPMs. No cuticle digging. All right, so what do I do in this case when I have, let's take a look and see what we have here, you guys. Is that nail plate or is that cuticle? Okay, after looking at it, it is nail plate. So I'm gonna tap that out, try to stay away from actually hurting the integrity of the nail. I'm gonna turn up my RPMs. I went from 10 to 14 and I'm just gonna tap it right there to soften it. Oh yeah, very good. But when I start to move out of that area, I need to reduce my speeds. So I'm going to use the barrel, pull back the skin some. I'm going to do my chicken wing, get that cuticle standing up so I can get in there better with my flame. Hello, pocket. Hey, that's exactly what I want. Well, look at that. See, to me, that's just good enough. Using the micro taper, it looks very basic like what we did with the cuticle skiver, but the micro taper has more of that point where I'm able to clean in that sinus area. So she was really tight right there, which tells me there's gonna be more buildup. So I'm gonna choose, instead of using my Russian flame, I'm gonna use my nib. It's gonna be more aggressive, and because we had some crusties, I'm just gonna clean up under her fingertip. Let's do some additional cleanup. I have my nib at 10,000 RPM, same process. If you wanna accelerate this process, all you gotta do is put it in reverse and work the opposite direction. Oh yeah, look at how much she's opening up right there, but how tight it still is right there. Don't lead with the point, lead with the side, and we're feeling for debris. Yeah, so she's tight right here, so I'm just doing multiple passes. This is medium, so I'm going to do less passes, but we're still on the nail plate because we're cleaning it up. All right, you guys, that is the high end. I used the micro taper to get into the sinus area, and my model was really tight, so I chose to use my nib as I could do a few more passes, and it was small, so I also was able to clean up this lateral fold some, but this is what I would consider like a high end. It looks absolutely beautiful. There's no debris in the lateral or the sinus area. She's a bit floppy. Now, she's gonna become more floppy as she continues to see me. We're gonna keep training, but I used no nippers. I used no scissors. I did all of this with my e-file and Quality Erica's diamond bits. Not all diamond bits are the same. You hear me in the nosebleeds? They're not all the same. So if you want to see the manicure go even farther, go ahead, check out one of my other YouTube videos. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Remember, less is more, and we're on a transformation journey. So anytime that we can put down the nippers and just exfoliate, that's going to be your best bet. It's going to reduce hangnails and you're going to have a longer lasting manicure. Hope you guys enjoyed this. For more content, like and subscribe.